Hello everyone! How is your today going? My today is going well. I am currently contemplating a giant pile of laundry and a house in desperate need of tidying. So of course I'm here on the couch seeking a procrastination. And despite plans to watch this film dating back several weeks, a procrastination it still is. So, here I am for Friday on the couch with Enola Holmes, Alone.
If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1 now. For a list of movies in your area, press 2 now. To get reviews from Friday on the Couch, press 3 now.
In a world with unlimited choices, but limited time, 3 friends have come thumbs in hand to show the way. Have a seat, kick off your shoes, and join them for Friday on the Couch.
Parental guidance suggested some assembly required. Do not try this film.
I've ditched the guys because they ditched me last week, and it seems fair. I thought that was really mean of them. I locked them out of Netflix last night to keep them from being able to watch this on their own. Changed the password, everything. And they both really wanted to watch this, so I think that locking them out and keeping them away from it is proper recompense for their abandonment last week. And it fits thematically because Enola is alone spelled backwards.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
What?
Quick note. If you're gonna try and lock someone out, don't change your password to something so obvious.
I don't think 2020 Sucks was so obvious.
You've been muttering it around the house for weeks.
That's fair. Alright. Well, I guess since you guys are here, we might as well talk about the movie. I assume you watched it?
We did.
Well, what did you think?
It had a kind of Secret Garden meets Nancy Drew vibe to it.
So true. That's the perfect way to encapsulate it.
The idea that children in this time period, particularly female ones, should be out of sight and out of mind and behave with a particular and acceptable gentility mixed with the hyper capability of a young, capable, precocious woman.
Wow, those two ideas, they're really proper. That fits together just right. You want to tell them what it's about, Teddy?
Oh, I'm not very good at that.
You can do it.
No, he can't.
Come on, Doc, don't sabotage him. Go ahead, Teddy. But remember, this is a mystery, or at least in part a mystery. We don't want to give any kind of spoilers, so don't want to ruin it for people.
Okay. It's about Enola Holmes. She is a teenager and lives with her mother.
She was my whole world.
She has 2 brothers who are grown. Her life is upended when her mother disappears one day. Her care is left in the hand of her oldest brother, Mycroft. He's not very nice and wants nothing to do with her. He intends to send her off to a proper ladies' boarding school for proper ladies, or for making proper ladies.
You are here to be made into young ladies. How do we laugh? We laugh politely. Ha ha ha.
Her other brother, Sherlock, is aloof and seems disinterested.
Enola. I'm sorry. It's out of my hands.
So, she runs away to try to find her mother. Along the way, she becomes entangled with Viking Tewksbury, the Mark of Bad Weather.
That's Viscount Tewksbury, the Marquess of Basilweather.
I'm Viscount Tewksbury, the Marquis of Basilweather.
You're an nincompoop.
You moron.
Doc. It's a pretentious, long, silly title. You can just call him Tewksbury.
Oh, that's what Enola calls him, so that works. Where was I?
She became entangled with Tewksbury.
Oh yes. He has run away from home as well, but because he's a noble and a boy, obviously it's a bigger deal.
Not that Enola's disappearance isn't important, but her brother is a politician and is trying to keep it very hushed for political reasons.
Right. So in order to avoid getting caught and to stay on her own path once they arrive in London, the two go their separate ways.
Oh, so this is where we part?
It is.
While searching for her mother, Enola discovers a plot to kill Tewksbury and decides that is more pressing mystery needing solved. So she goes to the... Oh, wait. Much more would be spoilery, so I guess they get the drift.
Good job, Teddy. Doc, you got anything to say to Teddy?
No.
Doc,
Fine. I underestimated you.
I meant say sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Fine. You want to talk about the performances then?
Sure. Millie Bobby Brown is terrific as Enola. You really get a sense of who the character is by her performance. Helena Bonham Carter is also great as Mother Holmes, adding the right amount of rebellious spice and depth to the woman.
Bandle.
Sorry, Grandpa.
And Bern Gorman gives a strong Norman Bates vibe as the nameless rival detective seeking Tewksbury. Henry Cavill is also in this as Sherlock Holmes, but of the four mainstream media Sherlock Holmes of recent years, not including the god's awful Will Ferrell one, I mean Robert Downey Jr., Benedict Cumberbatch, Johnny Lee Miller, and Henry Cavill, this is the weakest.
Not that it's his fault, though. I mean, he wasn't given much to do. Sherlock is a glorified extra in this story. It's kind of an interesting reversal because in normal Sherlock Holmes stories, the only indication we get of any of Sherlock's family is Mycroft. And usually Mycroft is a border character in his life, not given much time to develop, only a literary device to kind of move the plot. So this is that for Sherlock. Sherlock is used in that same exact way. So if you come to this film hoping to see Sherlock Holmes, you'll be disappointed. Same if you came hoping to see Henry Cavill. Not much screen time there. Personally, I'd like to make a point to single out Sam Claflin. He's the one who plays Mycroft, and he gives just the right amount of slimy? He just the right amount of slimy patriarchy representation to really drive the theme of girl power home.
Find her, and you will be well rewarded.
Oh, and I can't forget Fiona Shaw. She has come a long way since playing Lena in Super Mario Brothers. Although, she's still playing mostly hateful women, from Lena to Petunia Dursley to Mombi. When you see her, you just kind of know something bad is coming. In this, she channels Maggie Smith in The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, which is definitely on my top list of classic movies. She goes so far even even using the same accent and parroting one of Miss Brodie's most famous fundamental phrases. My girls.
Enrichment for my girls. I prepare my girls for the world.
There's a lot to like in this film. I very much enjoy the direct-to-camera narration, much like I'm doing now. It's Deadpool style. Although it's more seriously presented than Deadpool.
And the third thing you need to know, and there may be those amongst you who have already guessed it, is that cycling is not one of my core strengths.
I like that the story gives us more than just Enola's own search for her mother, kind of as a plot point, and allows her to show interest in a case aside from herself, which gives a bit more insight into her character. The movie's based on a series of books, this being one of 6. The last one was written in 2012, so I don't know if there's going to be any more. But this is a book. The original novella is called The Case of the Missing Marquez. And interestingly, this movie is about half the length of the novel, according to Audible, which is only 4 hours and change long. And this movie is 2 hours and 3 minutes long, so about half. And personally, I prefer my fiction a bit longer. Books, I mean. But in this case, it works out for the movie because you get the majority of the story without much having to be cut out. There's a strong undercurrent of women's rights in this, in the story itself and in the setting, since this takes place directly in the shadow of the English suffragette movement. It was a difficult time where there were women on both sides trying to come to grips with the idea that the changing world would not feel like home anymore. I like that they present that idea of more than just men fighting against the cause. Other women were fighting against it too.
It feels important that these ideas of England are preserved for the safety and security of the future of our country.
Because of fear or tradition or the idea that their life being rendered meaningless if these new women are allowed to become and set the standard. You know, if you're a proper English lady, housewife, trying to, attract men as the only purpose in your life, and you feel that that's the right way to be, but then all of a sudden you are contrasted with women who want jobs and want education and want to vote and to work in society and better society, then maybe you feel like your life is less important. It's kind of the same thing that we in America went through in the 80s when women were starting to work more, and that was the norm, and women who were housewives were looked down upon. So it's an interesting way of depicting it. Granted, this story doesn't shy away from telling you which side you should be on, but the idea that the alternate is even considered is noteworthy, and it's a variation from the way these types of stories are usually presented. Usually you'll see all the people of the subjugated class in lockstep fighting together, and all the oppressors as evil or at least cruel. This doesn't do that. And quite frankly, the idea that good people are fighting against their own interests to protect their own personal mythology is more compelling and very timely for our society right now. If I have one complaint about the movie, it might be that Enola is too capable. She's skilled intellectually, she's a criminologist, she's a cipherist, she's a puzzle solver, and just reads vociferously. And she's a skilled fighter.
I know jujitsu.
She's a skilled mimic. practically anything she tries, she's capable of. And even with Sherlock Holmes, who is super capable, even Arthur Conan Doyle wrote character flaws into him. Drug addiction, inability to connect with people, general callousness. But overall, it's a small flaw in this particular narrative because most of our current hero-centric movies, that's what they do. Most heroes are seriously overpowered, or OP, as they say in the video game world. I have to say that this is, by a great margin, the best Netflix original film that I've ever seen. Particularly in the pop fiction genre. Better than Bright, better than Project Power, better than The Old Guard. But more than that, it's just a good film. It's good. I liked it very much. And I hope they continue the series. So that's 2 thumbs from me. What about you guys?
I liked it a lot too. There was running and fighting and dress up. Oh, I love the Victorian fashion. Two thumbs up for me.
Doc?
I liked it, but I really wanted more Sherlock. I feel like the trailers presented it as if they'd be working together more. And they just weren't. That wasn't the case. So because of that, I'm only giving it 1 thumb.
Okay. So that's 5 thumbs, which puts this at the top of our list of movies. You should check it out. It's on Netflix and available for you right this second. So that's all from the couch and the office and the bathroom. Speaking of which, Teddy, why are you in the bathroom?
Just in case I had to go.
Okay. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want some notifications for when our new content goes up. All right. Have a great today, tonight, and tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.